Good morning. You look like you got a great night's sleep.
I actually did. I really did.
That's it then. That's the great night sleep look.
This is the what all that was standing between me and hold on, my AirPods aren't here we go again. My AirPods aren't connected for some reason. Let me see if I can oops. Let's see if I can get them.
You got the look.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool.
You got the look of a guy who films off the grid Instagram videos.
What do you mean by off the grid?
Like you're living out of a school bus that you bought for $500 and have refurbished, not in a nice way, but just you took all the seats out. So you have a place to lay down.
Repainted it.
You got one hot pot. Yeah, that's it. And you make your water from ice that you have to chip off of the lake.
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
That's what you got. But so what brands are you looking? Oh, that's a Miro hat, huh?
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing it. Yeah, it's a Miro hat. I was in the office yesterday, and they had this nice piece of swag out, and I thought, why not, look like a Smurf and promote the brand.
So are you? Let's ask you this: are you a
Yeah.
ball on top of the hat guy, or a not ball on the top of the hat guy?
I don't see how you can expect to be taken seriously if you're dressing for something professional or a nice event with a ball on top of the hat. But if you don't who doesn't like a ball on top of a hat? Like it's a great look.
It does look good.
Yeah.
The size of the ball matters, by the way. I've noticed that. Especially, I have my head is so big.
You have one that just has a tiny little ball?
They look like, if they're the size of a golf ball, forget it. Like it's not. It looks stupid. Even a tennis ball, they need to be the size of like a softball for me.
You want a nice,
there's very few
sized ball up there.
Just make the ball bigger than the hat is what needs to really happen.
Yeah, I haven't given it any thought. I have a Steelers hat like that has a ball on it.
Of course,
but I never gave thought to the size.
Everyone's got that Steelers hat.
Yeah, but I don't. Boy, if I could go back and get my hands on the Steelers hat that I had when I was like 8, with the ball on top, that would be so.
The black and gold one. It was black, but had a gold, like the rim was gold, I think, and it had the Steelers logo sewn on,
like
and then the black and gold ball. Yeah.
That was.
Everybody had that hat.
Yeah, it's true. Everyone, because they didn't have like 60 different varieties. They had one that they sold at Three River Stadium.
That was it. You had to go to it. That was like the sign of that you went to a game. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I'm trying to think of it. And Dunham Sports, which was the official retail partner of the Pittsburgh Steelers at the time, before the NFL became big business.
You sure it wasn't Koenig's?
Yeah, it might have been Koenig's. It might have been Koenig's. It might have been the sports section at Hills.
Kaufman's.
Hills to put
Kaufman's. That hat, they definitely sold that hat at Kaufman's. They definitely sold that hat at Kaufman's.
I liked Kaufman's. I liked Kaufman's a lot. One time I got lost in Kaufman's. I was young, really young. And my parents sort of lost track of me in Kaufman's. And
Kaufman's?
You want to know which Kaufman's? The Galleria. Do you remember that? So the whole Galleria in Mount Lebanon used to just be a Kaufman's.
I don't remember that.
So maybe this was before you moved to Upper St. Clair, but still you would have been in the area. Anyway, the whole Galleria was a Kaufman's, like that stone facade, that you see on the Galleria was the facade for Kaufman's. And so this is like really going back. I was pretty young, but I remember it. Yeah. And then another time, my dad gave us, the three of us, wallets, which, by the way, when my dad owned the grocery store, every gift we ever received had some sort of logo on it. Like these were Coca-Cola wallets because he just got them for free for the store. I didn't know it at the time, right? But Shira, Aviel, and we each got a little like wallet, like a Velcro wallet. You know, it was our first little wallet, but it was, you know, Coca-Cola logos all over it. We went to the beach. We had a big raft that had a Hawaiian Punch logo on it. Our towel had a big Mellow Yellow logo on it. Like, we were just a family of you know, Frito-Lay. And
Frito-Lay family.
Yeah, we were the Frito-Lay family. And I left my wallet in the Hills, in the toy department at Hills, you know, because I was an irresponsible little man. And my dad, to this day, will not let me forget about that. Because I think that, like, when he gave the wallet to each of us, he gave us like $10 in it, you know, which at the time, especially for a kid, is a king's ransom. So
sure.
He's like, yeah, remember when you lost that? You know, if I say, oh, Dad, you see where I set my wallet down? Hills all over.
Do I? Hills all. Here we go.
Here we go.
Just when I forget about it, you bring up my nightmare. That's funny that all three of you had the exact same wallet. That I'm sure that led to plenty. Okay, yeah, fair. Yeah, right.
Do you know that when we were kids, Shira, my oldest sister, used to make us say her name more loudly than our own when we said the three names together? She was like Kim Jong-un.
I was gonna say that's giving off very like Hitler at the 1936 Berlin Olympics vibe.
If we wanted to ask my parents for something, we'd have to say, Shira, Aviel and Josh, would like to know if we can have a sleepover tonight. Little dictator.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's how it starts.
That's a sociopathic thing to do.
That's pretty funny.
For my parents to look at that and be like, "Aw, their big sister. What a sweet sign of respect." No, who knows what else was going on behind the scenes if that's what was happening outwardly.
Yeah, that was visible. What was happening? Yeah. What was it? What weren't they seeing?
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Those stories, man, those are just like the best. That's so funny now, right? Like they were probably like, you know what? Let's just let it go because in 30 years, 35 years, he'll remember this because it's traumatic. But at least it'll be funny. At least it's one of those.
Talk about
at least one of those traumatic, funny experiences.
Yeah, do you remember Hills?
I remember the Hills. The only Hills I remember was over next to where Matt Bianco's school of baseball was. That was the only Hills I remember.
School of baseball.
And that was over near Cool Springs. Yeah. That was over near the batting cages.
Yeah. There was another one by right by South Hills Village in Village Square Mall, by the Giant Eagle and the Bally Total Fitness, which eventually became a Best Buy or something. You know, kind of
Got
like
it. Yeah,
the TGI Fridays. There was one between like the TGI Fridays and the mall. There was a plaza there. I think it was like part of Village Square. That was our go-to Hills. And Hills is where the toys are, man.
Say no more. It's fitting that that's where you would lose your wallet. Dude, some kid found that wallet.
And went to town.
Spent $7 on something.
Yeah. Yeah. Popcorn, slushies.
Yep.
Remember the smell of popcorn when you walked in?
Yeah.
I like that. It's like, we want you to have a good shopping experience. So have a bag of popcorn while you do it. Have a bag of movie theater popcorn.
Yeah, and then go touch all of our stuff, please.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Our clothes and stuff. And you know what? Just in case you need something to wash it down, here's a red or blue slushie. Carry that around with you too.
Let's get you something that's
carry it around.
It's not. Yeah, just give it to him. And the top is somewhat secured, but don't worry about it. It's good enough.
I wonder what their damage, what their annual damage report was for slushy and popcorn related clothing.
I'm sure that they built that into their margins. They're like, listen, man, all we're selling are T-shirts of animals
Garfield
like
on a skateboard.
Yeah, that's it. These cost nothing to make, so it doesn't matter if we lose all of them.
We're selling a picture of Taz playing basketball. Remember those?
Yep. And on the back, it was his back.
Yeah, on the back, it was his back. Yeah, love that.
Anyway, this is a great segue. I'd like to share something with you.
Yeah.
Speaking of nostalgia,
Mm.
I think this is as good a time as any to bring this up. I'm going to share this.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear that?
Dave Caruso.
No.
Is it Dave Caruso? No.
I can't hear it. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. This is the same thing.
How can I not hear it?
You want me to play it? Because when I play it, we can both hear it.
Kinda, but not really. Let me try this again. I'll be right back.
Oh, this is 99 prom. Interesting. So, folks, I'll just so you know what we're getting excited about. The high school we went to every year, we would have prom. It was a senior prom, so only seniors could go. However, during our junior year, Rich and my junior year, a really nice girl that I rode the bus with every day named Camille would, we were friendly at the bus stop. She asked me if I'd go to prom with her. And in her pitch, because we didn't know each other that well, and I think that, she didn't really want to make it a whole big deal about who she took to prom. So we didn't know each other that well. So she told me when she asked me to prom that if I said yes, Rich would be going with us and a friend of hers would be taking him too. They had made this pact together, knowing that we were far more likely to say yes if we knew each other would be there. And so we said yes. And I would have said yes anyway, because she was a lovely person. Now, at this prom, we would, the arrival, they made it like we were movie stars. They wanted everyone to feel special. So there was a big red carpet and parents and family would gather, at the entrance, and limos would pull up one by one and the kids would walk out. And then during the course of the actual prom, there would be a moment to be pulled aside and be interviewed by Coach Danny Holzer, our basketball coach. Look at this group of Panthers. Look at this fine group of Panthers. And I want you to pay special note to the accents that Rich and I have seemed to have shed.
I don't know about that. There we go. I got it. Okay. Let's go ahead.
I gave the audience a little filler.
I heard it. It was good. You remembered a key part of this, which was our dates. Well, I was better friends with my date than yours. I'm going to turn this down. Jesus
I don't
Christ.
even remember who your date was.
There's a girl named Erin Fisher. But this is okay. So this is important.
Erin Fisher. She ran track with us, right?
I guess I don't remember. I don't really want to opine on all these people, right? I kind of want to focus because it's worth just focus. There's plenty of deal here. So this is an important thing to notice. You get out of these limos in front of this like receiving line.
And
right? When you get there, and it's
right there in the receiving line?
I don't. Again, Josh, let's not try to pick out all these people who we don't
be
even.
Very, very hard not to. But go ahead.
I'm gonna reel you in. I want to because we got plenty to work with here. Trust me. So you get out of here, and it's a cool thing for a 7. I don't know, what were we, 17? Like you get out of the limo, and you got all these people there, and then you walk along here, and it's kind of like a red carpet. You can see people posing for pictures and shit, and like all whatever. And so we were juniors, which was pretty.
Well, clearly you didn't hear my introduction because I covered all of this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's roll the tape.
I like the music better than anything.
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely one of those non-copyright CDs from the campus newsroom.
CD.
Look at these boxy tuxedos everyone had on. Okay. Well, I think it's about time to find out where Rich and Josh were.
Whoa. Where's our entrance?
Well, they didn't film everyone coming in.
Oh, you mean we didn't make the cut?
We didn't make the cut. So, we love you, Zebo. Jack Zebo. Okay.
Zebo, shout out. Oh boy, I see some familiar faces.
So here's one thing. Let's paint the picture here. This is our group, right? There's me. Excuse me. That's me. Josh is invisible here because he's standing behind his date. He's standing behind his date.
I was still growing.
He's standing behind his date. You can't see him. I love that part. He just completely. Where's Josh? Right. Okay. So the first question here is, who do you? What was your favorite part of senior year? They ask seniors, right? This is senior prom. We're not seniors, and so
you're gonna need to turn it up a little bit because I can't.
Yeah. Now that we're talking, of course.
I'd have to start with Mr. D's speech class. It really was the best.
I already remember what we said.
And I'm very much anticipating senior trip this year, which will hopefully be the highlight of my season.
Okay, let's wrap it up here. All right, so we're going down the line here, right?
I also had fun in Toronto, and
I think it's important to note that we've established the order here. We're going women first, and then we'll wrap it around and get the guys.
Very good time at senior banquet.
There we go. See, it's confirmed. That's happening.
I think you and
there's Josh.
Inspiring.
Watch this. Just watch.
I'd have to say Toronto and the senior banquet.
I'd say senior banquet and Mr. D's speech class.
I told Camille I wasn't ready yet. Keep it in order.
I got a headache. No. You were like, Camille, that's not the order. You haven't figured it out. But you did it the most condescending fucking way. You could have fucking done it. Look at
the look on her face.
Look at the look in your face when this happens.
And the senior banquet.
Look at Camille. Camille looks crushed.
I'd say senior.
I can watch that all day.
I'd have to say Toronto.
You're like condescending. No, clearly you don't understand what's happening here.
It's going this way, Camille. Yeah, that was it. You know, I had a full head of hair. I was a confident man.
Mr. D's
You were. Look, they're just still talking about it. Look at you're still like, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't make the rules.
And the Toronto band trip. I'd have to say DC trip, the Toronto trip, and the senior banquet.
Yep. Okay. There's a first look at what I'm wearing, which is a white jacket with a Nehru collar and a jewel.
I'd have to say senior banquet and the lacrosse.
Okay. Again, the question is, what's the best moment of your year?
Season. I'd have to say walking in front of all those people out front right before we came into the prom.
That's a good answer, actually.
Thank you. Let's hear what Josh has to say.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with Rich. Walking in front of all those people out there, that was pretty sweet. That's probably the highlight of my life, even.
That was the top of the pyramid for me.
That was the best moment of your life.
I've reached the summit.
That's 30 seconds.
Yeah. I'd say the best moment of my entire life was actually what my esteemed colleague down here said.
I'd like to agree. And now it just gets silly. Now we're off, right? Like, look, I'm already fucking waving to people. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
I watched this yesterday and I had a hard time watching this, to be honest with you. I cannot. I know, but it's I care. Let's keep it rolling.
I'd say my first year at Allegheny College.
You mean?
My first year about that. How do you tell someone that you're not? You don't go to this school anymore?
Was that a Night at the Roxbury reference that you're doing?
It maybe.
Me? That's funny. You shouldn't be ashamed of that. That's funny.
I'd say my first year at Allegheny College.
I think it is because that was around the. Hold on, let me see what year that came out.
I think it was like 98.
It is. Knowing you, did you like that movie? Yeah, it was 98.
I love that movie. I still love that movie.
It's definitely a Night at the Roxbury reference, which is a great movie. Like that's a really funny thing to do because like not a lot of high school kids are going to be able to pull off that kind of joke, and you didn't do it in like a ADD spaz juice wings kid kind of way. You did it in like a very funny, like I'm funny kind of way. because you are funny.
I
so like
I guess
these
I don't
people
know.
should be ashamed for not laughing, is what I think. We see it through a different lens.
My date's looking at me like, "What are you doing?"
I'm gonna copy off them and say walking up there was pretty exciting. So
That's Kurt Bell. That was a friend of ours,
Shout out Kurt
and
Bell.
yeah, he's also got the jewel on.
Yeah, he does. You guys both made the same mistake.
Okay, so now we move on to the. We zoomed in, and we're now saying, "Who do you want to say hi to?" You know, and then that's it. Like, it's just very quick. They got a lot of kids to get through.
I'd like to say hello too.
Okay.
um,
Okay.
She's a little nervous.
Funny story. This girl's name is Lady now, Stephanie Cart. When I started grad school, we went to orientation, and within 15 minutes, I met a guy who I think at that point was still just dating her, and they are now married. We became friends. I've seen Steph a lot. Not recently, but back when I was in school.
Yeah, I think she went to my synagogue too. Good people.
Yeah, very cool.
I would like to say hi to my mom and
Okay.
dad, Pam and David, all my friends, especially Kylie and
We got a little bit of a now there's a little bit of a bonus saying that it doesn't really have to do with Rich and Josh. Check out the timing of this microphone placement after she's finished saying hello to everybody. And that's our friend Kurt Bell in the back.
Nicole, my grandparents and the Bell family.
I'll kill you.
I think he was talking to one of us, and I want to.
Oh, of course he was.
I want to say it was me.
I'll kill you. But
I
like
think he was
perfectly
talking to me because I like to rile Kurt up sometimes. So did you.
That's a great hot mics moment.
Yeah.
Let's see that again. He's trying to cover his mouth, but she literally at the same unknowingly shoves the microphone in his
My
face.
grandparents and the Bell family.
I'll kill you.
Yeah, you're right. That wasn't
I'd like to
intentional.
say hi to my mom, Blake and Brian.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, so this guy behind me used to live like 2 houses up from me.
Okay.
We also worked together in the stock line at the stock room of the finish line. My first job ever when I was 15. He taught me how to do it. I can't remember his name right now.
And now you're ruining his moment. Look at this picture. I'm sure they have this framed in there. Maybe they must have been a serious couple. He said he wasn't in college anymore.
Here's the thing, buddy. You don't look at it through the right lens because I see this as them ruining my moment. There's a camera and a microphone. Who's better suited for that moment than me? Step aside. Know your place.
This is Reese, Amy.
Okay, just a quick one, right? You didn't want to take the spotlight for too long. But you want to see yourself on camera. Yeah.
I just wanted to get my lighting.
Kylie and Nicole.
I'd also like to say hi to the Lee family.
Double dipping.
I'd like to say hi.
There just can't be.
I'm trying to figure out how tall Camille was to figure out how tall I was as a junior. Because I must have definitely grown between junior and senior year.
I guess.
Is she super tall?
And everyone's in heels, right? It's prom.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
right.
doesn't.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
But maybe she was super tall. I don't know.
Dude, look at that.
But look at
Look at that little boy face.
Hi to my mom, my dad, and Claire, and
Uh,
Leslie, Tom, Aaron.
to be fair, that's an awkward place to be, right? Because you're gonna either like pretend you don't know you're on camera, or you're gonna ham it up. This is the yin and yang here of the situation.
Which one would you rather see?
Eric and Sam, and Dana and Miranda.
What is going on now? What am I trying to communicate? I do this still all the time. Whenever I know I'm being watched, I will vacillate between a smile and the "what do you want from me" face.
It's good to know you've been doing that since at least 1999.
This
Miranda.
is 98, 99, yeah.
I'd like to
99.
say hi to mom, dad.
And then on the other side, instead of smiling, is the death leer. The death leer, which was
The
a
one
go-to
eye.
move of yours. I remember this same face when I was on the bima for my bar mitzvah, becoming a man in front of my congregation and I looked out at the 100 or so people there, and that is the face I remember. Rich, like this, in the back, last row, looking at me, and I definitely stumbled. I don't know if I laughed, but I definitely got me. That's your go-to look.
I forgot about the cough button. Sorry, everybody.
It's all good.
Oh my god. All right. I'm like sweating down here. So yeah, again, I tried to be funny, but my brand of humor I was not as polished as Josh. So it just got I got weird.
And
Yeah,
Huey,
but that's what made it great.
But like, so look at that stupid fucking.
Kylie, and Marissa. I'd like to say hi to my mom, my dad.
Hold on. Yours isn't as polished as mine. We're making the same exact face. We're doing the same thing. You just decided not to smile.
No, that's what I mean. It was. It
Yeah,
just.
you
It was.
weren't as
I made
vain
it
as I
awkward.
was.
It wasn't his vein.
Sister Megan, my brother Kevin, Grandma and Papa, Nana and Kurt, The Simpsons.
Dude, you look like you're gonna fucking kill her. You look like you're ready to kill her. You look like you're sizing up your prey.
Dude, I need to remember this moment anytime I see any teenager acting like an idiot somewhere, right? I'd be like, dude, you were way worse, so just stop. I need to watch this just for my own whatever.
You're being too hard on yourself, but yeah,
Look at this. Look at
The
this.
Nehru collar. I remember you, dude. The only reason I know it's called a Nehru collar is because of this. Because I still haven't talked to anyone who's ever said, "Yeah, I think I'm going to go with a Nehru collar."
You remember the name of the place we
Stand alone.
rented these tuxedos from?
Fashioned by Victor.
Yep, you got it.
Mr. Miller
Victor
and room 27 and Mrs. Graham's class. Thanks. Oh, and Kylie and Nicole. I'd like to say hi to my mom, my dad, Aaron, Holly, Greg, Kelly, Miranda, Dana,
Rich,
Kylie, and
just getting
Nicole.
loose.
I'm good.
Hi, Mom, Dad, Timlins, Degmans, and lacrosse team. I want to say
Yep.
hi to my mom, my dad, Shannon,
Dude, so young.
Val Messer, because she said if I didn't say hi to her, she'd have to come to my house and hurt me. The entire Flip Mode squad, Mandy,
Flip Mode.
Kylie, Nicole, and anyone else that I had forgotten, and Miranda.
Okay, so like not funny, so stupid, man.
No, good. But
all
was good, dude.
but it was yeah. I
I
said
thought that was
I said hi to a bunch of girls who weren't my dates.
I wonder why. Because you were a 16-year-old boy.
Yeah, that's true.
Brother, my stepbrother, the rest of my family, the Connollys, and
What?
dudes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just
Yeah,
get
give it to
okay,
Josh. Let's just skip over him next time.
Give it to Josh.
I'd like to say hi to my mom, my dad, Shira, Aviel. What's up to the whole Flip Mode squad, and
Listen to that
everyone that has brought me love and joy in all my days.
Now that is
My
embarrassing.
mom, my dad, my brother.
That I'm embarrassed by.
Everyone
Yeah.
that-
Are you really?
Now I know what you're feeling, right?
Okay.
I get
Thank
it.
you. Thank
Right?
you, dude.
Like
that
the bowed head and the all my days. I'm not embarrassed because I did something silly. Like,
Right.
of course, I
Right.
was going to go for it. I'm embarrassed that I didn't think of anything better. You know, I'm embarrassed that
Yeah.
passed as humor for me at that time.
you
I
were
apologize.
really trying. You were trying to end it. Like you didn't come up with an ending.
I didn't.
Not that I
but
had one.
I'll say the positives. Coming from the virtually pulseless gentleman before me, I brought the energy.
My mom, my
Look at
dad,
that. Keep
Shira,
looking right into the
Aviel.
camera,
Yeah.
smiling.
What's up to the whole Flip Mode squad, and
Flip Mode.
everyone that
Hold on. Inflate Mode Squad.
What's up, Flip Made?
My mom, my dad.
What's up, Mom, Dash, Shira, Aviel, the entire Flip Made squad, all
And
the
everyone
people
who has brought me joy and happiness in all of my days.
in all of my 17 years.
Dude,
It's
when I
eerie
watched that
looking at
last night.
myself at that age. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like-
I know.
Because no, I'm sorry. It's not eerie looking at myself. It's eerie looking at myself now while looking at myself. This is a first experience for me. I've never had a here. Let me strip off my layers. I've never had I look like a completely different person.
Right.
Like
Oh, both of
borderline
us.
unrecognizable.
Let's take a look at Josh. How can I do that? Yeah, perfect.
It's nuts, huh? Trying to make the same face.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's not easy.
It isn't, because in my mind, the difference is not as big as it is. You know, like I would expect people I see,
Yeah.
and sometimes even like I'll see people from high school or something, be like, "Fuck, they look old." You know,
Yeah.
they don't look like they did in high school anymore. And I look at myself and I'm like, "Well, fuck, neither do I."
Let's do this. I'll do the same thing for me. Let me get back to.
Yeah. Is that the end of our speaking parts?
It is, but I want to watch yours again, dude. When I saw yours, how do I do this now? Let's see. I'll remove Josh. There we go. Okay. Let's see if we can. That's it, man.
It's like we looked
Oh, there.
like our heads were small or something.
Yeah, it's.
But look at the just.
Oh, our heads. First of all, our heads definitely were smaller. My head, not just because I've put on weight, but the circumference of my head has grown since then. I bought nothing but fitted hats, and every time I bought a new fitted hat, I had to get a bigger size, to the point where like I have like a 8.5 inch hat size.
Yeah, my dad has.
Wasn't that then?
What's the highest size they sell in a store?
Who knows, man? It's
Whatever it is. That's what my dad is. I don't know if it's like a 9. I think I wear a 7 1/4, maybe 7 3/8. My dad. I'm actually right between those two sizes, so it's kind of annoying to buy a fitted. But and I think I have a big head. But like your skin actually has held up really well. I want to say that.
my skin, huh?
Yeah, like look at your skin under your eyes and stuff. So like my skin is, because of the vitiligo, you can see right through it, and it all wrinkles. It's not a big deal, but like you've done a good job with your skin.
Yeah, it must be those bars of soap I keep buying.
Yep.
That I use to wash everything.
Bard soap. 1 bar, 1 man.
That's it. It's still to this day. That's what's in my shower.
Anyone?
What kind?
My mom
Ivory?
and dad, my stepfather.
I don't know. Whatever was on sale. I don't even know what it is. I think it was Dial.
My stepmother.
The poor man's ivory.
The rest of my family, the Connollys.
Hi to my mom, my dad, Shira, Aviel. What's up to the whole Flip Mode squad, and everyone that has brought me love and joy in all my days.
You know what though? Look, you know who's smiling and laughing? My date. My date. Happy that she's there with me. Loves. She knew Josh was going to do something.
Joy in all my days.
Pause it. Pause it, but
Yeah.
go back just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. So now play it just for a second and then pause
my dad, Shira, Aviel.
Right there.
What's up
Right there. I believe that's a look of concern on Camille's face for what might come next.
It's certainly
Followed by-
indifference.
Followed by a look of relief when it was not that bad.
To the whole Flip Mode squad, and
Okay, I don't know what that is, but how weird is this going to
everyone
get?
that has brought me love and joy.
There it is, man. That's it.
I like it.
It's not often that you have your effect on camera in like forever, but that's it, man. That is Josh Selkovitz in a nutshell, right there. People going from
Flip Mode squad.
this
And
from this.
everyone that
This is the look before Josh starts talking,
brought me love
and then
in all my
that's the look after he
there's
starts
a
talking.
smile. That's a very nice compliment, actually. I'll take that.
That's right.
Okay.
Then the head bow, yeah. And look, he's laughing.
Say my
She's
mom and
laughing.
dad,
Everyone's laughing.
the track team.
The track team.
Who the hell is
Okay.
this?
That's Tim Hobbs.
Oh shit! I used to think he was so cool.
He was cool.
Yeah, he was really
was
cool.
cool.
That hair, he looks like
Played baseball.
Blink Bizkit 89 Matchbox. You know, doesn't he look like a Blink Bizkit?
Blink 190 Eve 6.
degrees?
Eve 6 degrees. Let's pull up that Miro board because I actually made some notes and I think maybe we can watch them quickly. I put them on the Miro board. That was on my phone, so they're terribly disorganized.
No worries. You just started using Miro from your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I had it.
not bad.
I had it pulled up. It was hard to. I could create stickies, but I couldn't move them around, so they're all in like a big pile.
All right, I gotta authenticate real quick.
I'm already in, man. See, you got to stop with this authentication.
Yeah, it sucks because I have to do it. Like if I'm idle for I don't know like 3 or 4 hours, I have to re-authenticate too, which I hate because I'm in this thing all day.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, let's just do a window. There we go. Okay. Oh, good. Let's scatter these out.
So I tried to pick things that
The guy on the internet is a good bit.
it was. And I tried to pick things that had at least like 15 seconds of they were presented well. Like they're funny, but they're also like there was a good flow back and forth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so let's pick one. I'm gonna pull up episode 3 here.
Oops,
How do I watch this? I can't just watch it.
While you do that, I'm gonna get us organized.
Yeah. On the Miro board.
I think I'm actually going to make a table with all the episodes.
This really is just becoming a Miro advertisement.
It's a great tool, man. I hope it becomes essential in every business.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I do. God, I wonder what that Josh, this is like a really good thing to say. I wonder what that Josh would say if he saw me doing this now. I wonder if he'd be proud or excited or like, oh yeah, it's great, man. Like you've honored our legacy. Because at that time, I had some pretty wild aspirations of what I was capable of. And I don't think I've fulfilled all of them, but I know why I haven't, if that makes sense. What do you think that Rich would say to you?
I have no idea, man.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't remember like what was important to me. I almost said us, but I don't know. Was completely just did not. Yeah, who knows, man? I don't know. It's hard to figure that part out. Probably I don't know about disappointed. Certainly, I'm not disappointed, right? Like I'm looking around this room.
Yeah. Like you got guitars hanging that you figured out how to play yourself. You've been a professional musician, performance musician. You've obviously become incredibly successful in your career. You've maintained lifelong friendships. You're married to an amazing woman who
yeah.
That may be your
like
top accomplishment.
What's not to be proud of, and not to sound conceited, but really.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. That's my point. Yeah.
And you too, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. But I
don't get down to
you would have seen it that way at that age,
right.
Is why that's an interesting thought exercise, right? Because
yeah,
what we wanted then is different than what we want now. We want stability. We want, happiness and security. But at that time, we were like, well, if we don't take over the world, everyone is looking at us at all times, which was definitely our goal. Then, I don't know. Like, I don't know if at that point had we started like getting deep into campus news at this point. I think we had.
Yeah. We made the Peter Piper video, I think our junior year, didn't we? We were doing, I think we did, man. I think we did.
We might.
This is when we were doing Panther playoff. That was all of junior year.
Okay.
And we were doing the basketball games junior year. We had been doing all of that.
You're right.
By this point, we had done all of that. And I think we did Peter Piper.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. I think.
I don't think we did anything senior year. Or maybe we did. Maybe we did do
No, we
Peter
did.
Piper senior year.
I mean, we were senior year, like the second half of senior year, we were focused on being seniors exclusively.
Yeah.
But the first half, we definitely did.
By the way, and I think we told this story already, but it wasn't the second half of senior year. I remember getting into Indiana Bloomington on September 11th. I remember the date that it came out. September 11th, 2000. No, 1999.
That we both got into the same school before the beginning of our senior year?
Nah, it was like a weekend. Because I remember sitting down and be like, I'm going to do my homework. I'm just going to like, I kind of want to build these habits before I get to college. Because to that point, I hadn't been. Yeah, and it lasted literally 4 school days until I got and then I remember getting the letter. I'm like, close it up. I'm good. And I called you. I think I got in like a week before you did. And then that was
it was really close. It was really close to each other. Yeah, you definitely got in before me. And I was like, I remember saying, we got off the phone and I said to my mom, I was like, you're not going to believe this. Rich is already into Indiana Bloomington. And she was like, really? Like this soon? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, well, wouldn't that be exciting if the two of you both got in there? And I was like, yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna.
and then you did.
Yeah. And then my mom was like, oh, wait a second. This is no good. This is not good. These guys have a year left of high school, a year left of education. And then neither of us ended up going there. That's the biggest English teacher of them all.
My English teacher called me second semester senior year and said, I'm afraid you're not going to pass this class. This is high school, man. I just wasn't doing anything. I wasn't turning in papers. I wasn't doing anything.
Do you want to know?
I've got and those are the habits. By the way, those are the habits. This is episode 3, by the way, not 4.
Oh, sorry.
I've
got a story about this too.
These are habits that I just did. I carried over to college and it was awful. But
I didn't even have the thought of let me try to prepare for college. I love that you had that much presence and maturity. In order to improve my chances of getting into Franklin and Marshall, which is where I eventually went after being waitlisted, my college counselor or advisor or whatever said it would look a lot better if that AP psych grade went from a C to a B, right? So you mentioned, that little gift that God gave me for being able to put a smile on someone's face. So I went to talk to Mrs. Hughes, our AP Psych teacher, and I had already gone to the guy. This is the level of arrogance. I had already gone to the guidance counselor's office and filled out a change of grade form and had it in my back pocket. And I asked her straight up, "Can you just turn this into a B so I have a better chance of getting into college?" And we talked for a while. I laid on the charm, and she said, Josh, I hate doing this because you didn't earn the grade, but I do think you have a lot of potential. So what we'll need to do is go to the guidance counselor's office. And I said, Mrs. Hughes, I'm one step ahead of you. And I pulled out the form and she lost it, started laughing. Like, I can't believe you. And then signed it and changed my grade. He also, when I showed up, another good example of what you were talking about, of our absolute unawareness and unpreparedness for adult life. When I went to take my SATs, I don't know if we were doing this together or not. I would assume we would have, but I know we did the prep course together, which we spent a good amount of it in the bar, lobby bar of a Holiday Inn.
Yep.
But when I actually went to take the test, I didn't bring any identification. Like, I rolled up to it like I was going to, basketball practice. I just came. And they were like, you need identification. And I was like, oh, well, I don't have any. So I guess I'm not going to take this. And they were like, hold on. So the proctor of the test was Mrs. Hughes' husband.
Okay.
So he got on the phone and tracked her down at a supermarket, and she had to vouch for my identity. And that's how I was allowed to take my SATs. So Mrs. Hughes comes in. Right.
Yeah.
And then
Thank you, Mrs. Hughes.
Everything went very smoothly, as you could probably imagine.
That was the last bump in the road.
Yeah.
It was all easy sailing from then on.
Yeah.
I never missed the test like in college. I never, there were people like, oh, I slept through a final. And I think so. I want to, you mentioned like having the change of grade form in your back pocket, I think that actually shows like those kinds of skills actually apply today. Like the fact that you knew you'd played it out in your head and you're like, I'm going to be prepared so that it doesn't like cause extra
steps. It was less like
that's right. And so like that's the kind of stuff that you look at and you're like, okay, that actually makes sense. Like I did have awareness. You say lack of awareness. I mean, maybe as far as what we were owed or what was possible, but not being prepared to ask for whatever you needed.
I wasn't very prepared when I came with no ID to the SATs, but when it came to something when it came to needing to win someone's favor or needing to secure a difficult yes, that was where I showed that I had some thought process.
There it is. And that's
normal things.
Yeah.
Not much.
But you got better at that. I mean, that's like normal teenager shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
But having the awareness to like secure the duff yes is why you're good at sales, man. I think that's it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
or like really any level of success as an adult, having that awareness is really important. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a
So
really good
let's start looking at these.
Yeah. I can't wait.
And I'm going to share this.
It's reached the point of the day where my house is warm enough now to take off my vest.
It's an important time.
It's a big milestone.
Okay. I had these in order.
I don't know why I decided to wear a robe. I look like a 90-year-old cancer patient. Like I look ill.
All right, now we're in order. All right, so Middle East, 1125. Let's watch it back. The Rich and Josh Show, ladies and gentlemen, episode 3.
Weird term, like for it's a very weird geographical term. The Middle East.
I'm listening.
The Central West. Like, where's the Central West? Where's the Southern North?
So, I mean, I can view this like getting chopped up, right? I mean, it's
I think it's
there.
Almost unusable because I'm wearing a robe, way out of context.
Dude, everything we're gonna have is unusable then because you're wearing your outfits are part of this. I think that's gonna be a thing, right? Like, went from a robe to it's funny.
I don't know. It seems. Where's the
lower South?
Where's the lower? I guess the deep South. That's a thing. You know.
Midwest.
How can something be Middle East? That doesn't even make sense. Middle of what? East of what? I don't get it.
There he is. He's riffing. Hey, tell me, what is this with the Middle East?
At no point do I mention that it's a circle, and that's why it's confusing.
It's a circle.
The globe, like.
Oh, right.
East of what? What if you're on the other side? Then it's the fucking Middle West.
Use it, but I don't get it.
I wonder if other places on the planet refer to that region as the Middle East, or if it's just us.
Because it isn't the Middle East for them. It's like maybe the North, the very near North.
Very near North.
It can't be the near North.
That's what they call it. That's what they call it in Indonesia, the near North.
Oh, you guys!
I don't know where Indonesia is.
Are you guys talking about the very near north? Of course. This is very meta.
Well, we used to call China the Far East, right? I mean, maybe they still do. I don't know.
No,
you don't hear that very often.
Referred to as the Far.
This is a great example of Rich and Josh working through the problem.
Far East Asia, yeah, I think that's still a term.
So I guess. In relative terms, that Middle East makes sense, I guess, but like Eastern East, Middle East, Far East, Near East, is that Europe? Should we start calling Europe the Near East? There you go. Okay, so that's one of them. Again, I just anything that made me chuckle, I wrote down here.
I like that we're just working through it. We're gonna talk it out. Right? Like that would be dismissed by. If I said, what does Middle East mean to 99% of people, they'd be like, what are you talking about? What else would
This is when we were doing the really early shows too, which I think is funny because you can tell the energy is a little bit lower, and we're just trying to get through it. We're not, which I actually kind of like.
I was going to say the same thing. By the end of the day, and I've had to reschedule a couple times because I've been like staring at my computer for 10 hours or just fried,
right.
And it's a different energy. You're right.
All right, let's jump to the next one.
Yep. So what's
1700. This is the guy who invented the
Middle
internet.
name, I think. Let me pull this down. Billions. Bill
Mike,
Williams.
Was his name Mike Internet, and that's why they call it the internet?
Internet was his middle name, I think. Let me pull this thing up.
Mike Internet. I'm putting that on the
If I asked you who invented the internet or any other American, I got to think we have the same answer, which is I
Al Gore.
have no idea. Maybe Al Gore, right?
Yeah.
So after the Museum of London I went to here, I found it already.
I would think that the guy who actually invented the internet is an IT guy, right? Let's
you
let's
nailed
paint
it.
the picture. I don't know who he is,
You nailed it.
but he's
All right.
annoyed. He's annoyed that you asked.
Pop it up. There it is. Tim
He's
Berners-Lee,
That's him.
inventor of the World Wide Web. Look at him. He is.
He's so annoyed that they're
see-
taking that picture.
Yeah, because he's like, you see what I'm doing over here? I'm inventing
I'm busy.
the internet.
I'm busy. Can you leave me alone?
Yeah.
No, I can't reset your password right now. I'm inventing the internet.
That's such a good joke.
I think that's pretty good.
Really
Yeah.
funny. I like that
Dude,
a lot.
Anybody
And
who
the whole concept is funny because a million people have been to this museum, and none of them took a picture of this with their cell phone and then came and talked to it with their best friend, but they all should have because this is nuts.
Yeah, TBL. Come on.
Yeah.
He's a big figure. So that one's okay.
I'm
talk
excited
about
for the
King.
next one. I'm excited for the next one because I don't remember what it is, but I know that I have like a lot of. I would imagine we have a lot of funny opinions on King Charles.
By the way, just look at these. I'm going to go ahead and share the other screen real quick again because I think this is important. If you can zoom in.
Zoom in on.
So on episode 3, just zoom in on we started out talking about the Middle East. Then we went to the guy who invented the internet. Then we went to King Charles. We went to giraffes. And then this guy named Thomas Midgley Jr. All in one episode.
The worst
An hour and
person
5
to
minutes.
ever
We covered
live.
all those things.
Thomas Midgley Jr. I think that should be. I'm just going to say it right now. I'm going to highlight it, or tag it, and say first TikTok clip.
Dude, that's the name of our channel in StreamYard. Thomas Midgley Jr.'s Terrors.
Oh, I love it.
All right, so we're on King Charles. Oh yeah, this is the first episode we started using the soundboard.
You can tell
That
because
great.
I'm losing it over it.
You said
Too soon, Richard.
yeah.
Can we talk about the most interesting?
All right, I'm done. You can't overuse it.
You can't overuse it. I don't think. I'm counting on you to use that wisely.
I got it.
So the what's his name? The dude, not Prince Philip. Who's the king now?
First of all, this is right after the Queen died. You're like,
Wait, who's Prince Philip?
What's his
that was the
name?
Queen's husband.
That's right.
Yeah.
Who was already dead. He'd been dead for a year.
Yeah.
You're like, what's the king's name?
Honestly,
what's his
dude,
name?
I think most Americans don't know the king's name.
Bullshit, man. Stop it. That
Hang
is
on.
not true.
Hang on. What percentage of Americans? What do you think the right search is? Know the name of the British monarch, current British monarch?
I guess. I don't know. Who's compiling that information?
Probably Gallup.
Yeah, Gallup. That's what Gallup's spending their time on.
It literally is what Gallup is spending their time on. They've got far weirder questions that just came up. Okay, so here's something from the National Review, which is a notable publication. And the title is Americans Are Really Confused About Monarchy. So there you go.
All right,
Let's
let's
No, in
let's
all,
keep
in all
looking.
honesty, I looked up them and it looks like, yeah, most Americans do know. You're right.
Yeah, come on. Especially people our parents' age. That was huge.
Yeah.
Like the Diana wedding.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Charles.
King
Who's
Charles.
the king? What's his name? Yeah, what's
what's
that?
his
name? There we go.
King, it begins with a C. Charles.
King Chuck.
King, it begins with a Charles. So, I mean, that guy's life has sucked from day one.
Excuse me?
That was it. You just lobbed that grenade in there. His life has been terrible.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Stop.
No, I'm not.
Stop it.
Look, there's
I don't wanna
degrees to
hear it.
everything. Just because you have a lot of comfort doesn't mean that you're comfortable.
I'm trying my best to spin it. You're not buying it for a second.
Listen, I
Any day now, you're gonna get a big promotion. Any day now, Rich. And that goes on for what, 52 years? You think that's easy?
You
to
say
deal with?
retire at 52?
No.
Oh, you're talking about him.
So that was the other thing. It was like you're like, he's been waiting 52 years to be king. Like, I don't think that's right.
Him,
I
yeah.
don't think he's older than that.
So any day now,
No,
you're
he
gonna
has been.
ascend to be the king. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna love
He's
it,
older than
Charles.
that.
No. I think that's how many
think
years
it's longer?
he waited to be king.
He
No,
waited
no.
his entire, however old he is how long he's been waiting, right?
So maybe that's what it is. I heard it was
70
something like
years,
50
you're right.
years. But
70,
there was a
even
solid 25 of those years where it probably did feel like any day now.
Yeah.
It's a long time to be
Right?
waiting
I
for
mean,
something.
Queenie
is
was
my
doing
point.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
It's just funny you went
Doesn't mean his
52.
life sucks. Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Clearly, I need to rewatch The Crown because that's where I get all of my monarchy knowledge.
All the facts come from that.
Yeah.
Now than it
That
was
one's okay. It's good.
when he was Prince Charles.
We're not done yet.
Okay.
Being king, you mean?
Yeah, I bet that's worse than being Prince.
So you roll your eyes at me saying that he had
I just like the fact that it becomes like this conflict.
Yeah, it's a
tough life
contest.
and then say that being king is worse than being a prince.
Yeah, I think being Prince Charles was amazing.
Really? That's interesting.
You have less responsibility. First of all, like,
right?
do you think any of them have ever used a credit card? Like, I don't understand.
I bet they haven't touched money in decades.
Exactly. So now he's actually the face of the monarchy, right?
And now he's on the money.
Before he wasn't.
Yeah, he's literally
So
the face.
I
on
don't.
money.
I
See,
you know,
I see how you compare and contrasted those two.
it's like
things.
being the kid. It's like being the kid in a family-run business. Like, it's way better for you than it is your parents.
Okay. And then we got to go into that. It's okay.
I
Again.
don't want to stop talking about this because I'm angry again. I'm hot. It's getting me hot all over again. I don't
Let's-
understand how you would admire King Charles's life.
I never said I admired his life. I said it's better.
Okay, he's maybe
That
maybe I'm
when-
just. Do you watch The Crown? You don't.
No.
Right? So if you
No.
watch The Crown, it tells the story through the lens. They spend some time telling the story through the lens of his perspective, and from his perspective, he has been angry from day one. And as soon as
For
he came
what
of age-
reason?
I'm sorry, from adulthood. Not
For
as a
what?
kid.
Why?
I'm sure-
Why is
I'm
he
gonna explain it.
so mad?
I'm going to explain it. So there were two forces at work. The one is him being groomed to be king, right? And the second is, so the forces that are grooming him to be king, that want him to be a good monarch, that want to teach him all the things he needs to learn. And the second is the other influences in his life that made him who he is, the education that he received, the people that he spent time with, the things that he was interested in. Very smart guy, kind of like a real heady philosopher kind of guy. And he vehemently disagreed with the direction that the monarchy was going in and could not wait to put his own brand of monarch in place. Right. And so but he was tortured by it. Like he was so against it that he would try to undercut his mom, you know, in the monarchy every chance he could. And so they knew he was going to he couldn't wait to be king. The queen knew. And a lot of accounts were that's why the queen held on so long, because she did not think he would be a good king. And then in his mind, it's like, yeah, well, it doesn't matter what you think, because you're old and you're going to die soon and I'm going to take over. But that went on for a really long time.
So what was, because obviously Queen Elizabeth is like beloved by all Brits.
Yeah, and he's not.
Everybody loves, and he's not. But like, so
right.
What did he want to change that was going to be better? That he thought would make it better.
But he was trying to modernize the monarchy, right? He wanted more social outreach programs. We need to, end apartheid. We need to get equal pay for all citizens. Like he wanted to be progressive. It would be the same kind of disagreements between George W. Bush and Barack Obama, to kind of frame it up, or even better, George H.W. Bush and Barack Obama. The same reason that teenagers would look at those two individuals and pick Barack Obama, right? Because progressive ideology, modernization, let's bring the monarchy into the 21st century. That's not a bad King Charles.
No, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
can we agree that was a good impression of King Charles and move on?
Yes. Yes, we can.
I'm fine with that.
All right. And well, it's a natural segue to the next clip, which is giraffes. It's a natural segue to giraffes. Let me put this back on there.
Wow, I've never even thought about people who live near the zoo and must feel like they're living in the rainforest.
Hold on.
Because you're hearing like
pause it. Starting it right there is brilliant, because my genuine surprise when I'm like, wow, I never even thought about, and you could think like the answer would be like the fact that they just created nuclear fusion in a lab. The CERN
somewhat right.
Collider.
Nope. I never thought that they could create so much energy just by splitting an atom or whatever they are for fusing it. I don't know. But no, it's living so close to the zoo that you can hear the animals.
That has blown my mind.
Let's watch that again.
I know.
Wow,
I love that.
That would be really interesting.
I know.
Here it is. This is the 102.49.
Dude, wow, I love that. I've never even thought about people who live near the zoo and must feel like they're living in the rainforest. Because you're hearing like such exotic animals. What kind of noise does a giraffe make? We don't know, because we don't live near a zoo.
We don't know because the two of us don't live near a zoo. So that's the only way to know. That's the only way it's possible to know.
Probably like a
I don't even remember this, and this is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
How interesting would it be if a giraffe was like... That's how giraffes greeted each other.
That feels very appropriate for a giraffe. They look like they'd be like, "Oh, look who's here, Jeffrey! Big Toys R Us campaign."
So I think that's stupid and it's silly, but it's like it's a decent bit, man. We're not gonna have like home runs. They're not gonna all be home runs. Some of them are gonna be sacrifice bunts. You just got to throw them out there. You got to move the ball forward. You got to get the runner on base into scoring position.
Oh, what was we missed the timestamp on the Middle East and the guy, whatever. You seem to know where that
No,
is.
they're up there. It's on there. Episode 3, 11:25. Episode 3,
let me,
17.
You know me, I like to have it all organized. Put one of I like the bar. Do you like the bar?
Bar. What do you mean bar?
The text bar. Like, are you watching the screen?
Yeah.
So like to separate things. I do this on calendar and oh shit. What did I do? I do this on text. What the fuck? I've forgotten how to use my computer. That thing. Bar.
Okay. Sure.
You like the bar?
Yeah, it's
kind of
great.
confusing when it's before a 1, isn't it?
It might be. Can you bold the bar?
I'm gonna slash it.
Maybe italicize. Yeah, that's an italicized bar.
Yeah, it is a slash is just an italicized bar. I like that.
All right,
Sounds
and
like
then the last
something
one, EP 105. This is when we started talking about Thomas Midgley Jr. That's like a good 4 minutes.
The software being able to, this is like interview software. It's like Zoom, right? It's tough to get Zoom on your Xbox. Research.
Mac is, it's not.
We had already talked about unleaded gas, which is, and I was searching for it
Was my
off
point,
screen.
Like, why do we need to keep advertising that it's unleaded?
Yes, of course
Like
it
it's
was.
been unleaded for 40 years. Okay.
Yeah, so that's in here somewhere. We can do that.
We'll
Like
have to cut
that's
that
part
in,
of this.
Yeah, as a
Yeah,
tee up.
yeah.
There's
And then I started. I was like
this
showing
right like this.
the screen.
That's it. That's leaded
All right.
gas, by the way. I was doing some
super
looking at
unleaded.
leaded. That guy's the leaded gas guy.
Okay, so that contains lead. Now go to a toxic breakthrough.
Something caught my attention.
1921. So we're still calling it unleaded.
That's it.
Not so fun fact. Wait, go back up. What's the not so fun fact? Thomas Midgley Jr., a scientist who played a key role in what proved to be a calamitous discovery, also developed chlorofluorocarbons, a class of refrigerants that went on to damage the ozone layer. What an asshole.
This guy.
Thomas Midgley Jr.
Let's see what he looks like.
Good instincts, Rich.
This is exactly the type of thing that if we found when we were in high school, we would have idolized this guy because we're such idiots.
We would have named things after him. We would have done multiple school projects on him across several classes. Any opportunity to get Midgley in front of an audience, in front of our class, we would have done. We're doing it right now.
We are. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
We've named the channel after him.
It looks like, of course.
Look at this guy. Yeah.
What
I like how
destroy the
one
ozone.
of the pictures is just a bottle of ethyl alcohol next to his image. The man who harmed the world the most.
That's it. That's our report.
What an obituary. That's ridiculous. This is how his family remembers him.
But his deadly inventions greatly contributed to the environmental problems we face today.
Oh my gosh, dude, he's from Beaver Falls.
Oh my God.
Which is where my parents are from. Near where my parents are from.
Like Thomas Midgley Jr., like Thomas Midgley III had to change his name. He's globally regarded as one of the worst inventors. This is such a good read this
sentence. He is globally regarded as one of the worst inventors who greatly contributed to the environmental problems we face today, and the world will still be facing at least 100 years after his death. His obituary should read Thomas Midgley Jr. What an asshole.
There you go.
That's good.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So yeah.
Wait, so
that's
let
in
me
there too.
retrace the steps there. We went from unleaded gasoline, talking about
let's see if
unleaded
we can-
gasoline.
Let's see if we can find that timestamp.
You got to do another.
Fresh. We're fresh here in the morning.
3
Very appropriate for a giraffe. They look like they.
them, and you could hear the monkeys.
We were talking about that. Here's how we got there.
Yeah, that's what I
we were talking about houses or something. Or you brought up. How did you bring
The
up
lead
gas?
How
did we start talking about gas?
Even without the.
But if it like the dust.
So lead paint.
So someone else pumps it for you. I'm gonna
Yeah, I was
Okay,
telling a
we were
story
talking about
getting gas in New Jersey and how. Yeah, that's what it was.
gas in New Jersey, unleaded gas led to the conversation of lead, to the conversation of me. We were looking at a house that had lead pipes, but that the house was close enough to the zoo that you could hear the animals.
Okay.
And I was searching for it in the meantime. And then we were wrapping it up, and I was just like, well, let me show you something about this software that we're using. And then I had the unleaded
How to
gas
share a
thing.
screen.
Yeah, basically.
And then
I know
so this is why I love this partnership. I latched on to what's the toxic thing? And then was like, wait, hold on, look at that sentence. And then you were like, well, let's dive deeper into this guy. Let's see what this guy's all about. And then we made the discovery of one of the worst human beings ever.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that it starts around like 59, like right around 1 hour for unleaded gas.
Got it. I'm going to update the timestamp.
I would add a time. I wouldn't delete that 105 because there is a good 5 minutes in between.
Starts at 59. Okay.
And then so we get the idea. And then episode 7, this one is just, I started the thing being like, I can't wear a black shirt. And you were like, yeah, black shirts, that's a look for a priest or a waiter.
Wait, hold on. Before we go there, did you finish episode 3?
Yes. So I didn't watch episode 1. I kind of figured that was going to not be great anyway, but I'll go back and look at it. Episode 3, I watched in its entirety. Episode 5 is microphone issues. There's a lot of good like microphone talk if that's what you want to do.
Flag those. I think we should do I think it'll be funny to do a microphone.
That's the only.
Actually, you don't even need to waste your time. Those will be so easy to find because they're at the beginning of like the first 7 episodes.
For episode 5, that's all it is. I think that's and there's like there's no funny things. Episode 7 I just started, but I think episode 7
the whole time talking about microphone issues.
Yes. Rich? Yeah, it is.
Did you see how annoyed I was getting?
Well, we talked about how annoyed you were getting.
Okay, maybe we should watch that real quick. I think that might be worthwhile.
That's fine.
Well, could you tell that I was actually annoyed?
I think you said you were actually annoyed.
But before that, did you have any concept of how frustrated I was getting?
No,
because I was very.
I thought it was important. I thought it was important to figure it out, and I made a good point.
It's easy to figure out without being live.
Known to do.
I guess maybe it isn't. You need to be live to work out the kinks, but
I'm not going to do anything.
The cornet, how did that not make the cut?
So did you come up with any logo designs?
No, I didn't. This has been a pretty busy.
So we have like the microphone. My mic sucks.
Right.
This just looks like someone actually backed over.
You hear that? It just doesn't. It doesn't sound good.
But anyway, I've noticed it before whenever I watch.
Yeah, I have. I've got a few like go-to. It's the morning, and I'm like, is this your presentation to the world, or is this your like? I don't know. I don't think anyone cares anymore.
Dude, that's the funniest thing is just like searching around and starting and be like, I don't know. I don't think anybody cares.
Or, excuse me. Really?
No more business casual.
Is in the office, or you could have a sales guy?
The stages of my beard are varying
too.
The
idea is
you have this. Yeah, it's definitely shorter than it is today. But you have, man, you got this like eraser tip thing going right in the.
Yeah,
it's interesting. I like it. I think it looks good.
My barber is just getting used to trimming beards. She lives with me.
Oh,
my wife. Yeah, she. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to show you a profile view. She made a little slip up this time and kind of gave me a pointy chin. Can you see that, or is the back?
Hang on. 1 sec. Let's get you on there. Go ahead.
Do you need like a black background?
Yeah, that helps. Got it. So it curls. It's like a tooth.
Yeah.
That's a long beard. You don't realize how long it is in the front until you look at it from that perspective. God damn, dude.
Dude, it's really big. It's really big. I haven't, I've been trimming this. She does a good job of it. She trims the sides down and leaves this a little longer. I just need to trim some of this off to round it off so it doesn't have the tooth.
That's a long ass beard.
Big. Yeah, man. Did I ever show you when I grew it out last year?
I don't think so.
So I grew it out for probably 3 or 4 months without trimming it or touching it. So like my mustache was covering my mouth.
Let's see it. Do you have a picture?
It was savage. I do. I don't know how quickly I could pull it up here. Actually, I can do
All right. Well, you do that while
not that. I don't know if that is
the thing that was said that I thought was.
Is this any better?
Okay.
Too much. So is this any better?
It gets quieter, and then just as your voice naturally, right, loud. Let me try to think of the right way to describe it. It sounds kind of in and out.
All right, so like 2 minutes. 2 minutes-ish. How do I do this?
Yeah, so I've got a couple of them. This is like when we sat courtside at the Laker game twice. No big deal. You want to see a funny picture? This is actually, Jose saw this because it was like this in Breckenridge when we went skiing, and he told me I looked like the guy from Indiana Jones.
The guy.
You'll see what he means. Why can't I actually open this?
I can't add a sticky to this table.
We're both having problems.
I guess you don't have to.
And then I went mustache over the summer, which was not a good look. Am I sharing my screen? Okay. Oh wait, let me just share a different part. Can you see in the bottom there, Indiana Jones, where I have the head on?
Look at that. Great
Jose
picture.
was like, "You look like the guy from Indiana Jones." I can't do it. That's insulting to do for Jose, but
yeah,
that's how long it was. And then when we were at the Laker game, it's pretty long.
I think it looks longer now.
This was
at least in the front.
Long.
What kind of picture
I
you
took
taking?
that picture. I did it for making a joke at someone, but I don't remember what. And this was the mustache. So you won't let me open these. So maybe it was December. But I shouldn't be sharing my pictures like this. God knows what's in here.
Right.
Yeah. This is, it got a lot longer. It was really savage. There's a specific picture I'm looking for that really, whatever.
Dude, when you shaved, you look like a turtle without a shell.
Oh man, it felt so uncomfortable. I actually, it had been, so I don't know if you can see this, but the vitiligo I have, right? Well, you can see it in a couple places. Like this white spot is vitiligo. It's interesting because I can like lift up the hair anyway, around my eyes. So, and on the corners of my mouth, kind of like juice wings. So when that started to happen, I started growing out at least something like having a stubble or beard because it looked like I had mayonnaise on the corners of my mouth. And point being, it was a while. It was a pivotal number of years between the last time I had clean shaved. So like the last time I clean shaved, I looked fine. I looked normal. And then when I did that, again, after 5 years, it was like, oh my God, I can never go back. Yeah. This is not a good look. No. It looked like I didn't even have a chin.
I know. And look up. Yeah. I don't like the way I look even when I buzz and I don't have as good of coverage as you do. But
on the beard, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, from here to here. I'm okay here and here. Did I ever show you the picture of what I look like with when I grew my hair out over COVID?
Yeah. Show it though.
Yeah,
I think you look great.
Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah. I also have a picture of an ingrown hair that genuinely looks and is the size of a third.
I know. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, it was.
I know you do. We all saw it. Thanks for sharing.
Well, you saw it.
Yeah. The right people saw it.
Yeah, the right people or the wrong people.
What one was that? That was July, but we got that for. Here it is. It's my parents' Christmas card. They made it the Christmas card, which I thought was funny. Let me go ahead and
as
share
a joke
that.
at you, or just because it was a nice picture?
It was a nice picture, but it's also they also understand how funny it is.
Right. I got to be honest, man. Like, I think you look good. First of all,
Yeah.
I love the beard on you. I love the beard on you. Walk me through what you think the beard does for you, and give me the pros and cons from your point of view on your beard.
So I think I actually would have more gray now. It's only been 2.5 years, but I think I have more gray around here.
Let me see. Come closer to the camera with your beard now.
Like
Yeah, you've
gray,
got
it's
some
hard
in
to
the
see.
middle.
I just don't have that much coverage. I need to
So
grow
what,
it out.
though? My whole chin is gray. Who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I had actually just shaved my mustache before we got this picture taken because it was
the beard?
I look like a Muppet. Like it was over
'cause
my
it was
lips.
covering. Yeah, but honestly, my belief now is that's what makes a good beard. It's the mustache. Like people who cut the mustache up too high, like even this is a little too high for my liking. I want more coverage over the lip. That's what makes it look good. But you still have plenty of coverage here. Is it a little patchy on the sides? Is that what I'm seeing?
It is. Like right here, it just doesn't grow in that thick here. But like here, like the goatee area is very thick.
Yeah.
And so that's that.
Yeah, but
which is, if you're going to pick one, that's the one you want to have.
And if you do kind of what Allison's been doing for me is if you keep those sides shorter, the patchiness it's not a factor. Like keep the sides are like a number 3 clipper. They're really short. And then this,
you can see there's
like under here.
This is some madness over here.
Yeah. So
on the sides,
I like it.
The hair
from another story.
The hair, dude. You should try growing if you ever have 6 months where you don't need to be presentable, don't cut your hair.
I'm curious what it would look like. I think it would look like my dad did when we were kids. You know, that like wispy strands on top.
It's bad. Yeah. There's a point where you're so bald.
Coverage.
This is okay. It looks okay from this angle, but this isn't gray. It's just air. I have like this little Rob Corddry kind of situation going on. Right here. And like then little, it's just
twisty top.
It's just patchy everywhere. And in the back, it's bald. So it grows, dude. By the time I was cutting my hair, I was like, I gotta cut this. It's affecting my self-esteem. Like I'm looking at I'm looking in the mirror. I can't believe I'm walking around the streets of Washington, D.C. like this.
I mean, I've definitely done it. And I noticed that too. Like how well groomed I am has a big impact on how I go about my day. Like even how tidy I am with my things, how often I clean my surroundings. Like if you look in the mirror and you feel messy, you kind of act messy. But
yeah,
I just
combat that with
a good look for you.
Yeah, thanks. It's a little. Maybe
will you grow it out.
No, it was. I mean, it's just it was funny to do, but I like this. This is even a little bit long. Just having something. I can't clean shave, man. Talk about turtle without a shell.
Psychopath.
I have a soft chin these days.
Unless you have I mean, we've all got soft chins these days. Unless you have a unless you're one of those people that like can't like really looks creepy when they have some facial hair because it's like wispy and so patchy. If you shave every day, like I've got some questions for you. I'd like to know what you're trying to prove. What do you remember the Yankees?
Patrick Bateman.
What are you, Patrick Bateman? What are you, Jason
Bateman?
Bateman?
How many bodies you got in your?
Yeah. It's funny. I was just watching that movie the other day.
I get clips from that movie on Instagram constantly.
So do I. That's on YouTube, but I was watching it. Okay. Like I feel like I've watched the movie through clips on YouTube. You know what I saw, and maybe you saw the same one, but I think it was really interesting because I remember watching that movie for the first time and thinking like, does Willem Dafoe know? Does he know? And do you know what I'm about to say?
Does he know what?
No. Okay, so in the movie, Willem Dafoe plays the private investigator hired by the family of Paul Allen to investigate his disappearance. And he goes to interview Jason Bateman and Christian Bale. And there's this sense of like, well, how much does Willem Dafoe know? Like, is he on to Jason Bateman, or is he really just trying to gather information? And I learned recently that the director had him do 3 takes for each scene. One where he was completely oblivious, one where he was suspicious, and one where he knew Jason Bateman was a murderer. And then he mixed them all together.
Patrick Bateman.
Did I say
played by? Yeah, Patrick Bateman played by Christian Bale.
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman played by Jason Bateman.
Yeah. Anyway, isn't that a cool creative, like, because it really does leave the viewer with a sense of, wait, what's going on here? Like, does he know? Because in one moment he seems,
Which did they use? Do you know?
They used all of them. So in the scene,
they cut him up.
Yeah, they cut him up. So like, and there's a great YouTube video of a guy who plays the whole scene, and then at the bottom it'll say oblivious, suspicious, knowing.
No shit.
It shows which one they use. Yeah, it's really, really cool. Like, I could watch that kind of shit all day. I love when people, and I think it's mostly fascinating because it definitely had the desired effect. It left the viewer feeling that whole movie left me feeling like, have you watched it recently?
Mm-mm.
Are you familiar with the movie though?
Yes.
Do you think he was actually killing people?
The ending is where it's unclear, right? Because it's
unclear throughout the whole movie. But it definitely leads you to believe that he is. When he goes to the apartment and talks to the real estate agent, that's my favorite scene. When he goes to see where he had stored the body or something, or like the blood and everything, and it's a completely new apartment. It's all been repainted. And there's a real estate agent that says, "Are you my 1:30 appointment?" And he's like, "No." And then she gets this knowing look on her face, and she says, "I don't want any trouble. I think you should leave." And like, that could be played either way. Maybe she doesn't know who this person is and she's just trying to go on her day, or maybe she knows because she has a vested interest in selling this piece of property. She's not going to tell the police, but she knows. So cool.
Film.
And that is American Psycho. I give it 1 can of Liquid Death. Liquid Death. Watch American Psycho and quench your thirst. Your thirst.
That'd be funny if that's how you rate everything. It's either 1 can of Liquid Death or 0. It's binary. Yes or no.
Have you
0 cans of Liquid Death?
Everything, Everywhere, Always at Once?
No, but I feel like I've heard of that.
Okay, so I think it's the best movie I've ever seen, and I'm not exaggerating or using hyperbole. I think it's number 1. It will most likely win Best Picture. It's the odds-on favorite on DraftKings, if you don't believe my opinion. And it's already been nominated for Best Picture. I want you to watch it. I'm not going to say anything else about it, but I really think you should see it.
Got it. Let me just say this. How are you allowed to bet on something that is completely up to the decisions of people in power, like the Best Picture? So you're telling me that there's not a single bet out there that is like, dude, that movie, Everything Always at Once or whatever it is going to win. Head over to DraftKings. I know it's going to win because I'm in charge of making it win.
Right. Well, that's, I think, because in this, so I was just talking about, do you and your wife watch The Bachelor or Bachelorette or anything?
No.
Okay. So we, the last couple seasons I've gotten into it. And what Allison and I do is during the first episode where they're all giving they all like walk up in a limousine and introduce themselves to The Bachelor, the women. And so I'll give them I'll letter grade each of them and send it to my sisters and Allison. And then I'll pick my 5 who I think are going to make the final 5. And so does Allison. And we kind of like make it a fun competition. So during the premiere a couple of days ago, I was like, can I bet on this? Because this has already happened. Like the season's over, I think, or at least it's made more progress than we've seen. So how many people know then? The crew, the people that were on it, the family members. And my sister told me you can bet on it. And I'm thinking
how?
the same thing. How? Well, with the Oscars, isn't that handled by like PwC or PricewaterhouseCooper?
Well, that was
Maybe they have enough faith in them to have a system to keep it under wraps.
But somebody knows that. I mean, they're printing the names on these cards.
Who determine what picture wins, they certainly know. Yeah, right. You're right. It'd be like betting on the Super Bowl, but a handful of people know the outcome. That would be crazy. Yeah.
But again, cool, man. I guess if you can bet on that stuff, good for them. All right.
Yeah.
I think we gotta wrap this up and get started with our workday. I like these morning ones.
But yeah, me too.
I like these morning ones. Let's get back on that schedule.
We can do. So I've been waking up at 7:30 because I've had a harder time sleeping. But we can. Were we doing them at 7?
I think so.
We can
do them later. We can do them
7:30 work for you?
Yeah. Okay. If I'm I can make that work. Let's do 7:30. Let's do the next one on Monday morning. What days are you going into the office or anything?
Next week I'm here all week. Monday morning works.
Monday AM. All right, so that'll give you some time to watch the evens.
Yeah, I watched.
I'll go through episode 5.
Episode on the train yesterday.
Yeah, I have it. I typically have it sitting on. I'll just have it on my TV playing.
Smart.
And if I hear something that makes me laugh, I just stop it and write it down.
You have a TV in your office?
My office setup is sick. I got to be honest. That's every time I'm like,
I'm jealous of that.
I could be doing more and be like, you know what? What could I like? I'm sitting in here.
Yeah, you look comfortable in your seat. I'm not.
A good seat. My desk is 80 inches long. Like I can't touch both sides of it. It's huge. 3 guitars on the wall. I got a new guitar, by the way.
Oh yeah, let me see it.
This one's cool.
It's blue. Do you call it Little Boy Blue? Oh, that's really handsome.
With a pale yellow strap.
I like the glossy finish. Really cool.
Thanks.
Nice, man. So what did that set you back? Don't tell me the number. Just tell me how much it hurt on a scale from getting kicked in the shin to getting kicked in the nuts.
It wasn't that bad. I was prepared to spend. I looked for a new guitar for
a toe stub.
6 months.
Okay.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't even like it was. It was a significant amount of money, but it wasn't money that I hadn't already spent in my head. Gotcha. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
And I actually got it for less than I thought I was going to. So.
Well, that's always a nice little surprise.
I felt great about it.
It's a nice treat.
I'd have been losing money not buying it.
Hey, did you not come across Prom 2000?
It's there. It's in there. Right.
Well then,
but I remember 99 being the peak silliness level.
I think I remember Jess Sobin saying that her favorite thing was Mr. Someone's pool party.
Yeah.
Which was well, she didn't go to our high school.
But so you got to explain that. And that's stupid. Like 99 was us that you didn't have to even explain what the fuck was going on, how silly we were being.
Well, what did we say in 2000?
I don't know. We can watch it.
I think 99 was a humble version of us. And 2000, we were we were seniors. We had no one to answer to anymore. No, at least for myself. I was speaking for myself. I think in 2000, but not in a good way. I mean, like we kind of got away from what we were, from our appealing selves.
Our core competencies.
Yeah, our core competencies. Yeah, do you want to revisit our tenets? They are 3 of them. Let's make things that are really enjoyable to watch. Let's make things that are really funny to create. Let's make things that are above everything funny to us.
Yeah.
Love that.
That's it. That's
all right, buddy.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you on Monday.
You too. Peace.
Later.